Good evening, everyone, and I hope everyone had a great weekend. Last week, we finished working on Microsoft Word. Now we are moving on to Excel. So in these next two units, we are going to be working with Microsoft Excel. Now with Excel, you can create, save, and navigate an Excel worksheet. You are able to enter data in a worksheet, construct and copy formulas. Excel is used for creating grids of recording income, expenditures, charts. You can plan budgets and you can present financial results with Excel. So Excel is an important and demand skill in countless industries. So whatever career field that we are going into, you can use Excel. So just like in all the other weeks, we're going to start off by reading the Excel chapters and looking at the resources so that we can participate in the discussion as well as the assignment. So I always say start off by reading the readings and looking at the resources. Then you can work on your discussion board. And remember, with the discussion board, we want to not only write our initial post, but we want to make sure that we respond to at least two of our peers. And we also want to refer to the discussion board charts that I sent out for you, just to make sure that we are following the guidelines. You also want to review your discussion board rubric just to make sure that you are maximizing your grade. Then after that, you're going to look at and complete the simulation. Now the simulation takes you step by step through your assignment this week. So it basically prepares you to complete the assignment. Once you complete the simulation, then you can complete the assignment. And remember to download the step-by-step guide so that you know exactly what you need to do for this assignment. Then also download your rubric so that you know what you are being graded on. So I want you to take a look at Excel. If you notice, Excel is different from Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word, we were working with a document. With Excel, we're working with columns and rows and cells. So if you notice, your columns are in alphabetical order and your rows are in numerical order. So your spreadsheet could go on for hours. Within the rows and columns, we are working with individual cells. So we are able to type in information within the cells. So for example, I'm going to click on cell A1. How do you know that you are in cell A1? Because your name box is going to say cell A1. So in cell A1, I can type in the word month. So the word month is in cell A1. And say I made a mistake and I have uppercase for MON, but then I have lowercase for TH. So in the formula bar, I could just go back in and correct my mistake. So once I have clicked in cell A1 and I typed in month, I'm going to go to cell B1 and I'm going to click in that individual cell for B1, and then I'm going to type in total spent on coffee. So you can see how easy it is to type in within a cell. Now it looks like total spent on coffee is in cell B and C, but it's not. It's in cell B1. If I wanted to widen the column so that you can see everything in cell B1, I could just take my selection point, put it in between cell B and C, drag it across so that it can fit. So I can use my mouse to do that, or I can go to the Home tab and I can go over to the Edit so that I can see what other options that I have so that I can fit everything in the cell. So you can do that by dragging, or you could go and use the formatting button to change your width, your column as well. And if you don't know what all the features are, you could take your selection point and you could go over the icons and they'll tell you exactly what they are. So when you click the Home tab and on that ribbon, you're going to have the Format button. And you could click there and you can change the row height, your column width. If you click on column width, you could put in the value of how you want to stretch your column so that you can see everything that could fit in within the column. So once we have done that, we are able to type in our data in the cell. So I'm going to click on cell A2. And in cell A2 through A13, I'm going to type in information. So I'm going to start with the months. So I could do January. I could press enter to move down to the next cell. And then I could do February. I can enter to the next cell. And then I could type in March. I can enter, and then I'm going to type in April. I'm going to enter again, and I'm going to type in May. Enter again. I'm going to type in June. Enter again. I'm going to type in July. Enter again. I'm going to type in August. I'm going to do September. Enter again. I'm going to do October. I'm going to enter again. I'm going to type in November. Enter again. December. So here from cell A2 to A13, I typed in all of the months. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on cell B2, which is directly underneath B1. And I'm going to actually type in some numbers. So I'm going to put the $, and then I'm going to type in 283.43. I'm going to enter. I'm going to type in 94 plus 55. I'm going to enter. Type in a $, 0.4.11. I'm going to enter again. So entering moves down to the next cell. Tab, you could use the tab key to tab over to the next cell. So let me put in $125 .98. I'm going to enter $145 32, and I'm going to enter, and then I'm going to continue with entering the numbers. So right now I'm practicing how to enter data within the cells. And if you make a mistake, you could always go up into the formula bar and you can make your correction, or you could do it directly from the cell itself. So as you can see, I typed in all 12 months. I also typed in the price of the coffee spent. So not only did I type in the months, but I also typed in some numerical data as well. So with Excel, after I have typed in the months, I typed in the prices, I am going to add up the prices of the coffee. And for us to do that, we need to select from B2 all the way to B14. And I'm going to show you a very quick way how we can add our numerical data. So when you click the Home tab, and I'm going to go over to the Auto Sum, and it kind of looks like a backwards E. I'm going to click on it. And if you notice, it's going to give me the total. There's also an arrow next to it, and you can see not only does it add for you, it can give you the average, it could count, it could you could do maximum, sorry, and then the minimum. And there's also more features that you can do. But this is a quick way that we can add up information as well. So you're going to notice with Excel, we can format our rows and columns by going to the format. We are also able to insert or delete cells. So if you needed to insert or delete cells, you're able to do so as well. You can add charts as well to your spreadsheet as well. So for example, if I wanted to create a chart, I can just select the information that I want to present in a chart. Then I can go to Insert tab, And in the Insert tab, you're going to see where you can insert different types of charts. So when you go to the Insert tab, you are able to insert columns, pies, bar charts, line charts. So for example, I'm going to do a line chart. So in the line chart, you're able to see the information that we have charted. And then once you have done that, you are able to save your information. And then I'm, of course, just going to press saved. And then you're able to upload this chart to Blackboard once you are finished with the assignment. So just like in Microsoft Word, where you were able to upload an assignment to Blackboard or email me the assignment, you could do the same thing for Excel. So I know with this week assignment, you are going to be using Excel to type in data, use order sum to quickly find the total, and then be able to create a line chart. So let's just go over a couple of things and just some reminders. When we start Unit 5, we are going to start with the readings and looking at the different resources. Then we are going to create our initial post, and then throughout the week, respond to at least 2 of your peers. You're also going to do the stimulation project because it takes you step by step, and it teaches you how to do the assignment, the Excel Part 1 assignment. And with that assignment, please download and read the step-by-step, and then use the grading rubric just to make sure that you completed all the requirements so that you could get the highest grade. And if you have any questions or need any assistance, please feel free to reach out. I will see you online. Have a great week.